It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
An elderly woman dies at the hand of her daughter who beat her with a can of tomato sauce. These stories and more coming at you today, Thursday, August 10th on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. August 10th.
August 10th.
Happy birthday, honey.
Oh, ready?
I thought he was talking to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Miss Jerry. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Love you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
See you later.
Happy birthday.
Big night tonight.
It's red painting night in the Aggo household.
Not inferring that would be the big night. That would certainly wouldn't be a big night for her.
All right. Thirsty Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get down to some true crime time.
And we're going to bring you to Louisiana, and a couple in Reserve, Louisiana, has been arrested after a 4-month-old girl was found dead in their home.
I heard about this.
Angel Taylor and Chevy LaFontaine were taken into custody on and face the charge of second-degree murder, neglect, and child abuse. Deputies responded to a call of an infant not breathing. Upon arrival, first responders discovered the lifeless body of the 4-month-old in bed. The baby had shown no signs of life, and the coroner's office pronounced her deceased at the scene. Detectives say the living conditions in the home were deplorable. The couple's 13-month-old son also showed signs of neglect and abuse. Taylor and LaFontaine were apprehended and booked with child desertion and cruelty to juveniles with force, violence for the alleged mistreatment of their 13-month-old son. An autopsy of the 4-month-old was conducted and showed the baby had suffered from starvation, malnutrition, dehydration, severe neglect, and child abuse, all of which a coroner's office said contributed to her death. The couple appeared unremorseful during questioning. In addition to the initial charges, Taylor and LaFontaine were also booked for second-degree murder. As of now, the 13-month-old son is in state custody.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
Oh, I don't know how.
This is your...
I just don't get it. I already saw him, yeah.
Where in Louisiana was that?
That's in Reserve, which is...
That's right by Laplace that you drive by every day on the way here. The
druggies?
I would assume.
Jim, show me the picture again. I'm sorry. I've been doing this for
They
TikTok,
definitely
y'all.
have
See, y'all,
serious
this
problem.
is the couple from Reserve that their 4-month-old baby. Y'all, this... it's crazy. 4-month-old baby basically starved to death and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yeah, it's horrible.
And their other child was severely neglected. It's horrible. Y'all, and listeners, I'm shooting this for TikTok. I don't understand how these people get to breathe. You know? And it's horrible. Murder by you. All right, y'all. I actually, I've arrested a lot of cops in my time, and I don't remember what episode it was, or maybe a Patreon episode. I don't remember, but the one cop that really stands out of my mind showed up in his unit in uniform to have sex with a minor, and we were staked out. It's a long story, but here's another one. It's just. I don't have time for this, but I have time for the story. I mean, I don't have time for these kind of assholes that give everybody a bad name. But an Arkansas cop who previously boasted that he is a figure young people look to was arrested in Texas after he allegedly sought sex with an underage girl who turned out to be an undercover officer. The same thing we did when the guy I was telling you about, the undercover officer, contacted us, et cetera, but whatever. So Texarkana, Arkansas police officer Telvin Wilson, 31, was among 3 suspects hit with charges last week tied to a sting operation conducted by police in Texarkana. Texas officers put a fake ad on a website known for prostitution and posed as an underage girl when the men replied to the ad, police said. Even though the decoy told each of the men she was a minor, the 3 alleged creeps still wanted to meet up and pay her for sex. When the guys showed up and knocked, they were shocked when several police officers answered the door instead of the young girl they were expecting. Wilson was charged with online solicitation of a minor, and his bail set at $100,000. The Texarkana, Arkansas police said Wilson was fired right after officials learned about the arrest. Wilson grew up in Texarkana, Texas, and began his career with the Arkansas Department in 2016. The other 2 suspects arrested in the sting were Adrius Wills, 33, on charges of online solicitation of a minor and delivery of marijuana, and James Willis, 37, on charge of online solicitation of a minor and delivery of a controlled substance. So these guys, that's a common ruse. You're like, oh, can you bring me alcohol? Can you bring me some weed or whatever? To get more charges on them. So the last guy, Willis, he also was charged with resisting arrest, evading arrest, abandoning and endangering a child with intent to return in possession of a controlled substance. And I hope they give him some prison justice. That's crazy.
I got crazy here.
All right.
I got really crazy here. We're going to go to Oklahoma. An Oklahoma man is lucky to be alive after a convict drove a flagpole with an American flag attached through his skull.
What?
At a fast food restaurant.
There you go.
Clinton Collins allegedly attacked the unidentified victim around 7:30 p.m. at the Sonic in the Tulsa Hills neighborhood. And this all played out in front of multiple witnesses. That's what he gets. He deserved it, Collins allegedly said as he stabbed the man with the makeshift weapon. According to cops, the pole entered the victim's head beneath his jaw and exited the other side of his cranium near his right temple. Yeah. Collins was immediately taken into custody and charged with maiming, according to police. Like you'd see in a TV show or a horror movie, he ran at him and stabbed him through the head, Officer Danny Bean said, went through the bottom and out through the other side. The American flag was still attached to the pole at the time, the department said in a statement. Tulsa firefighters had to cut part of the flagpole so the victim could actually fit inside the ambulance.
Jeez.
Miraculously, he will only lose an eye, police said. Maiming is a felony crime in Oklahoma, carries a punishment of up to life in prison. Police did not disclose what led to the strange attack inside the fast food chain. Because Collins is a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation, it's unclear whether his case will be handled in tribal court or in U.S. District Court. In 2020, the Supreme Court ruled that Oklahoma prosecutors lacked the authority to pursue criminal cases against defendants who are tribal citizens in a large chunk of eastern Oklahoma because it remains an American Indian reservation, and apparently this area, Tulsa Hills, falls under that ruling. So it looks like he may be tried in a tribal court here.
I have to disagree with that part a little bit. I don't know if I told y'all this. I've been working with a tribe out of North Dakota. I'm not going to go into the details of it right now, but the lady I'm working with is an attorney for the tribe, and she was the one that corrected me. She said if it's a federal crime, now if it even happens on the reservation, if it's a federal crime, the feds can take it over. So I don't know. I mean, just because you're a member of a tribe doesn't mean, if it was somewhere else in the state, doesn't mean you're not going to get prosecuted. Well, whatever, the dude needs to.
Yeah, there was in looking at a couple of stories on this, there was some mention of that, but for whatever reason, it wasn't really clear. They felt like it was likely to happen in the on the tribal side.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, man. They had to cut the pole to get the dude in the ambulance.
And the American flag was
that
still
dude must have been pretty strong if he could pick up a pole and stick another dude from holy smokes.
Here is the
yes, indeed,
the lovely gentleman who
ZZ Top
who did that. He is he's got a little bit of ZZ Top.
But you got to see it. This guy.
Oh, I didn't know Jim's showing him another picture.
This guy.
I had the same story.
Took a American flagpole, right, Mike, and did what?
And he charged straight at the guy, and he took the flagpole. It entered his jaw and came back out here. So the guy must have moved like this or something, right? As he hit him
through his head.
Here. And then it still had the American flag on it.
And it was so big they had to cut it. They had to cut it to off the victim's head so his head could fit inside the ambulance. Unbelievable. That's in Oklahoma.
That is in Oklahoma. And, if that guy had died with that flagpole in him, parish forensics could have made sure via autopsy that it was the actual cause of death, not something else, right?
Our friends in Broussard.
Right. So if, located in Broussard right outside of Lafayette under the big American flag are our friends at Parish Forensics. It's the only place in Louisiana that can facilitate an autopsy, embalm, cremate, and even cremate your pet all under one roof. And now the new website, lapetcrematory.com, offers you lots of new choices to cherish and honor your lost pet.
There is only one privately owned facility that offers autopsy services in the state, and that is Parish Forensics, serving Louisiana since 2007. Louisiana Funeral Services and Crematory, a full-service funeral home with 2 on-site crematories, serving families with aftercare needs and fellow funeral homes with third-party embalming and cremation services since 2015. Louisiana Pet Crematory is locally owned and operated by funeral home professionals. They provide families and veterinarians alike with dignified private and communal cremation services. With extensive urn and keepsake selections, Louisiana Pet Crematory has been serving South Louisiana with creative pet memorial merchandising since 2019.
If you're a resident of Louisiana, call them today to speak to someone about their services at 1-800-CREMATE. That's 1-800-273-6283 or 1-800-FUNERAL. That's 1-800-386-3725. You can follow them on Facebook or Instagram for their latest memorial product offerings and more. That's Parish Forensics, Louisiana Funeral Home and Crematory, and Louisiana Pet Crematory of Broussard, Louisiana. And you all know what the tagline is.
Rest easy.
Peace. Good people.
All right. A child has shot and killed another child with a rifle during a Nerf gun fight in Alaska. The incident happened over the weekend in the small town of Mountain Village, Alaska. Alaska state troopers say they were notified at 1:45 a.m. local time by tribal and village police of a deceased minor. The 2 children were playing with toy guns when one of them picked up a rifle and fatally shot the other one. The children have not been publicly identified. Health aides responded and declared the injured child deceased at the scene. The child's next of kin has been notified, and the state medical examiner's office asked for the remains to be sent to Anchorage for an autopsy. Mountain Village is about 470 miles northwest of Anchorage. Due to the size of the community, this tragic event occurred, and our requirement to protect juvenile information, we will not be releasing the age of those involved and are identifying them as young children. I would assume they were very young for him to do that. This is John Daughtery of the Alaska Department of Public Safety's comment. The town is home to roughly about 600 people. Daughtery added that an adult was inside the residence at the time of the shooting, but no charges will be filed in connection with the incident. And trooper spokesman Austin McDaniel said the other child got the rifle from the home where the shooting occurred.
Sad.
Very sad in Alaska. It's wilderness country.
Yeah, hey,
and so everybody's got rifles in their house.
Right. And then they use them to live.
Absolutely. World there.
Shout out to their troopers. That's some bad dudes. You ever watch the Alaskan Trooper show?
No, I have not. I've heard it's good.
They have some of them that are certified to be pilots. They come in on float planes because these villages are so remote.
Yeah.
And they are just, that's some bad dudes because everybody in Alaska is armed and they see some crazy shit. The other thing about Alaska, besides bloody Angola, I would think they have the worst of the worst prisoners. They got some bad dudes, right? And but you don't hear that much about it. But I saw some documentary on
harsh conditions up there, weird, different. 23 hours a day, darkness at points.
A lot of people go up there to get away. But let me take you to Alabama, right? We love our Alabama folks. And y'all, I know y'all have a lot to say about this, being Jim and Mike. Mike showed me the video of this morning. It's quite enlightening.
It's a melee. It's like WWE.
It's with no guns, thankfully. But let me tell you the story and then we'll talk about it. So, wild new footage has shed light on the mass brawl on an Alabama dock with a man heard on a loudspeaker saying, "Don't fuck with the riverboat crew." The large group of people had been returning to the dock after spending time on the Harriet II riverboat in Montgomery, Alabama. After making it back, however, the space reserved for them had been taken over by a boat owner who had parked his vessel and left it. The riverboat sent a staff member to the dock to untie the smaller vessel so those on board could return to land when the fight begins. In the new video, a woman on the riverboat narrates what happened prior to the camera rolling. The man in white is crew from our cruise who got off our ship to go over there to move that black pontoon boat because those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there, she says. He's just pushing it off. That is funny. Taking matters into his own hands. In the background, those on board the riverboat can be heard encouraging the worker, and after the pontoon boat owner arrives, starting shouting for him to kick his ass. On the dock, a group of men are seen crowding around the dock worker who's being cheered on by those aboard the riverboat. Those on board the riverboat then hilariously break out into the ludicrous song, "Move, Bitch," singing "Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way" on repeat. The worker and the pontoon owner continue to go back and forth before the worker is pushed by one man. That's bullshit. And I saw the video. He wasn't pushed. That dude came over the top and cold cocked him. But in a flamboyant gesture, the man flings off his cap into a watching crowd above. The scene quickly turns sour as the pair exchange blows before another man in red shorts tackles the worker to the floor before several others join in the fray. Some appear to be trying to break up the fight while others are also throwing punches. Those on board the riverboat scream in horror as the man is frequently punched before others step in to help. One man is even seen swimming across from the other side of the river to join in the fight. In separate footage, a group of men and workers from the riverboat then reach the dock and a full-scale brawl breaks out. At one point, a woman is thrown into the water with her assailant egged on by those filming the fight. Another woman is also hit over the head with a chair while two men exchange punches to the head before one gouges the other's eye. A baying crowd expresses a mixture of horror and delight at the disturbing scenes unfolding in front of them, right? It's like entertainment. But in another angle of the brawl, the announcer on board the riverboat can hear be saying, "Please check the guys in the water. 2 guys in the water behind the dock. Make sure nobody drowns." He then hilariously quips, "FYI, in the future, don't fuck with the riverboat crew." Photos shared on social media appear to show a group of white men sitting on the boardwalk in handcuffs after the riot, with others being led away from the scene by officers. The altercation is under investigation by local police through the multiple videos provided by the public, as well as the city of Montgomery's video surveillance system. Montgomery Mayor Stevens Reed said the Montgomery Police Department acted swiftly to detain several reckless individuals for attacking a man who was doing his job. Warrants are being signed and justice will be served. This was an unfortunate incident which never should have occurred. What's amazing about this huge brawl is that other than the chair, there were no weapons used in the fight. If a gun had been pulled, this could have been really ugly, and that's the truth. Right?
But it's like some of those stories you'll tell about what it used to be like in the old days and what you could expect.
A fight. Yeah.
This was just a fight that it is so entertaining to watch this. I mean, in retrospect, knowing nobody got hurt killed, badly, but it was like a WWE scene where it literally looked like one of those folding chairs was grabbed by some of those cheap folding chairs and they smacked her over the head with it. And then a woman gets thrown in the water. Yeah. And I mean, but
then you got the crowd on the boat egging them on.
They're literally singing, like a group of women singing the song while the fight is going out, and it takes over this huge piece of the docks. Unbelievable. I mean.
But it's unbelievable. It's kind of refreshing to see nobody stabbed anybody, nobody shot anybody. I mean, they shouldn't have. I mean, obviously the shit got out of hand and people are going to go to jail, but thank God nobody died.
It got out of hand, but having the video, nobody can deny what happened. Yeah, these guys had no business taking that position to dock their boat. Mm. The guy wasn't. And the article makes it sound like he was just pushing it off and letting the pontoon boat go floating down the river. He was just moving it down. And so why this guy who had taken somebody else's spot gets irate that a guy would move his. I mean, they were just in the wrong, which is why those were the guys that were arrested. So, but folks, if you got to get into an altercation,
that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it,
right? Hey, y'all. Changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore, ensuring my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. And all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes, plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Shout out.
Watch the video. Okay, we're going to go to Florida, where a man was arrested for manslaughter after allegedly beating up a man on a golf course back in June.
We're not back to Pinellas County, are we?
This is not Pinellas County. Robert Edward Moore is 76 years old. He was charged with 1 count of aggravated manslaughter on an elderly person. The victim, 87-year-old Dean William Zook, died weeks after the confrontation due to the injuries he incurred. According to the arrest affidavit, the incident began at the Glenview County Club in the Villages on June 28th. The victim accidentally hit a car that Moore believed was his, prompting a confrontation. Now, how he got confused, because it ended up not even being his car, right. But he sees the guy clip this car, he thinks it's his car, and a confrontation begins. At the time, an unknown white male subject approached the scene of the accident and exclaimed, "What the hell, you hit my car?" The victim admitted to hitting the vehicle with his vehicle and asked to exchange insurance information. The unknown subject then struck the 87-year-old victim in the jaw with a closed fist and pushed him backwards.
87 years old?
87 years old. Zook attempted to protect himself with his hands, but was unable to. Moore left after realizing that the car didn't even belong to him. So this guy hits him, knocks him down, and when he realizes it wasn't even his car, he just leaves. During an interview with deputies, Zook began, this is the 87-year-old, began to slur his words and became unsteady. He was transported to a local hospital where doctors discovered that his brain was bleeding. Zook passed away. He passed away about 2 weeks later.
So he murdered him for 2 weeks. That's what happened.
Authorities were able to arrest Moore after, so somehow they didn't have an ID on the guy. So there was only a couple of people there. Nobody knew who he was. The way that I guess you played at this club was you could pay cash. You didn't have to give an ID. So they didn't have an identity on the guy. But they knew the guy played a lot of golf. And so they reviewed a bunch of pictures in the community. And lo and behold, they find a picture of a guy who had made a hole-in-one back in November. And that man was wearing the same shorts, shoes, and sunglasses as Moore was during the incident. They were able, from that hole-in-one photo, to track Moore down. And Moore told deputies that he thought Zook was trying to flee the scene of the accident and was unaware of the victim's age. He admitted to knowing that the guy was older than him, and that he seemed a little bit frail, but he had no idea he was 87. Remember, the guy took off from the scene, so he wasn't that worried about the condition he left him in. They ultimately arrested Moore without incident, and he is in the Sumter County Detention Center, was held on a bond of $30,000. They are still investigating the incident to determine what the final charges will be. But this guy hit a guy. I knew he was an elderly guy. I'm sure he didn't know he was going to die because
Well, it doesn't matter.
But
You fucking punched an 87-year-old.
Yep.
You won't be playing golf anymore, Mr. Moore.
no, and it wasn't even his freaking car. But
They don't have golf in the pen.
Well, actually, they do it in golf.
Now that
we think
the
about
inmates get to play.
Yeah, that's right.
I said he
No.
wouldn't get to play golf.
no, I know. I'm
Angola does have a
amazed.
golf course.
Okay, but do we want to know the Angola? I mean, it's not a real golf course.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a real golf course. It's
yeah.
designed
They
by
got
a
a golf-
professional, and the inmates built it and everything. Oh yeah, it's a big deal. If you want to go play, you got to get a security clearance and sign up the day before and all that. If you listen to Bloody Angola, you would know about that.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't believe
if
that
you
has
listen
been-
to
I don't
one of
believe
the
that
top
has-
10 history podcasts in the world, People's Choice Podcast Awards, Bloody Angola. Congratulations.
Folks, I produce a bunch of other podcasts that these guys don't ever listen to. So
Actually, I'll listen to all of
don't
them.
let that. You do not.
Oh, I
Pretty much.
I didn't say that I did listen to them. I just
For
said
the
you
people.
didn't listen to the golf course.
But I don't think you've talked about that recently because I don't get every episode, but I get.
We just talked about it like last week about the golf course. It was just slung in there a little bit.
Somehow I missed that one.
But hey, it's really a beautiful thing.
That's amazing. That
Yeah, I mean Tunica Hills, and you better believe convicts take care of that thing.
That's right. All right. A 49-year-old woman stands accused of fatally assaulting her 78-year-old mother during a confrontation at their home. Officers responded to a call of a report of domestic abuse and met with a 78-year-old female victim. The victim, Sheila Wabbing, rented out a home to her daughter, Nicole Wabbing. The mother went to the residence to confront her daughter about unpaid rent and problems with some of the neighbors. Nicole initially didn't answer, but eventually Sheila Wabbing went into the home and her daughter reportedly started yelling derogatory remarks, pushed her down the stairs, hit her in the ribs and hips, and hit her with a can of pasta sauce.
Nice.
The victim was able to exit the home and call for help. Officers and medics then transported her to a local hospital. And this is a 78-year-old woman.
Right.
2 days later, police said officers arrested Nicole Wabbing on probable cause charges related to a misdemeanor fifth-degree domestic assault, and she was released the next day. Police were then called to Sheila Wabbing's home again after she suffered a medical emergency caused by a pulmonary embolism from the broken bone. Officers attempted life-saving measures, but she died from her injuries. The medical examiner ruled the death a homicide, and Nicole Wabbing now is back in jail after that. So essentially, she
So stupid.
beat the crap out of her own mother.
And hit her with a can of spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, and she threw a clot after the broken bone,
Well,
and that's what
happens
killed
when
her.
the clots it goes straight to your heart and kills you.
Yeah.
I've worked a
Horrible.
lot of like that. A lot of sad
everybody's
cases
beating
like
on old people. I mean,
that. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't have time for that. Just don't have time for it. I mean, I guess my parents are in that age, and whatever. So, I don't know who this is. You think that it's Cleveland, Tennessee again? You think I might not be a little bougie? You don't know what I used to do. I still do it every once in a while.
you might be a little bit bougie.
So my polygraphs me being an expert witness in all U.S. federal courts and flying around the country, my wife said my stuff I carried, I had to get some Gucci's. So I have a Gucci backpack and I have a Gucci carrying case, not because I wanted it, but this dark blue, not the traditional colors and all that. But
you paid for yours.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that really just means they got a shopping trip, right? It's because I didn't go pay for them. But Gucci, yeah, all right. So y'all, that was when. I mean, if you're showing up and you charge them $2,000 an hour, you got to show up. My wife was correct on that. But let's go to Beverly Hills. I have not been to Beverly Hills. Mike, we know you founded it, and you're the founding member of Beverly Hills and all the stores there.
But I actually worked in the building adjacent to where this
where you're the CEO of Beverly
store
Hills
is.
But anyway, we're going to take you to a Beverly Hills Gucci store. And if you ever been in a Gucci store, you got to be bougie. You get your own concierge and all that good stuff. But anyway, video show the shocking moment. A gang of 9 robbers made a dash after stealing thousands. That's one item, y'all. Thousands of dollars worth of luxury items from a Gucci store in Beverly Hills. The men could be seen rushing out of the store entrance in Century City wearing hoodies and carrying expensive clothes and bags as security guards watched helplessly. Seconds after one of the thieves dropped a bag and then picked it back up, a security guard lunged toward the robbers but failed to stop any of them as they ran away. His lunge was like a punter trying to make a tackle on a run back, right? One of the bystanders followed the gang out of the store shooting a video while a suited man appeared to call the police. The grab and dash heist happened around 3 p.m. on Monday at the Westfield Century City Mall. It was not immediately clear if anyone was injured or if the men were armed. The LAPD could not provide any information on the amount of merchandise stolen. That's common. The thieves left in a white SUV and a red Kia. This wasn't a 7-Eleven in Rancho Cucamonga. This was Gucci in the top shopping center in West LA. Either Gucci security is also under a do not engage corporate edict, which I'm sure they are, or they chickened out. No, they didn't chicken out. They're going to have been trained to not engage because generally those professional gangs like that, and 9 of them, they knew what to get, knew what they were going to sell, and they have insurance.
And these were athletic people.
Yeah.
They had huge, one of them I saw had like 4 different bags, overnight bags in one hand and purses in another, and scaled over this like 2-foot
cheapest purse, thing. Like $1,500, $2,000. Overnight bags, shit.
No, they got out of there.
They got out of there
multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars of merch, and they did it. I mean, they ran out the door one behind each other. It took probably 10 seconds for all 9 of them to exit.
So. If we were going to do it, we'd be a little bit older and a little bit slower, but we'd have our jobs. I mean, me, you, and Jim, and we know what items we were going to hit ahead of time, and we did it professionally, just like these guys did. And if I was the Gucci security guard, I would film them. That's the most genius thing you can do nowadays. Like Jim Chapman says, you're on film however many times a day.
Well, these guys were covered up well. I don't think I don't think they're going to get anything
on the filming though. And I'm gonna let trade secrets out, but I used to train them like, what I'm not even gonna say it. That they can go back and watch the video surveillance in the store if they accidentally touch the counters anywhere. You can get DNA and stuff like that. But I'm sure they had gloves on. But somebody's getting a Gucci bag or a Gucci whatever.
Yeah, there's going to be a truck stopping on a corner with a lot of nice Gucci stuff. This story about the Shivers down in the Bahamas that we talked about last week a couple times. I mean, it keeps building layers here and gathering more and more momentum. And so this story about the Shivers keeps gathering more steam and some new angles to it. So the husband, Robert, who's the former Auburn long snapper, hired a pricey private detective to track his wife, Lindsay's activities while she was on the island of Abaco in the Bahamas because he believed she was cheating on him. So we didn't know before that he had her followed for a period of time. The investigator eventually caught her with her beau. That's the Terrence Bethel guy, the 28-year-old bartender. Afterward, Robert is said to have sarcastically thanked Bethel for confirming his suspicions, saying, "Thanks for taking care of my wife," before he filed for divorce and the legal custody battle got started. Lindsay was later arrested for trying to kill her husband amid the divorce proceedings and allegedly confessed to sending messages and photos to this aspiring rapper turned hitman, instructing him to murder her husband. Robert paid the private eye to tail Lindsay across several bars near their home in the exclusive Baker's Bay community, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that. I'd never heard of it. Well, on one occasion, the PI took a photo of Lindsay with the manager of Grabber's Bar and Grill. We heard the name of Grabber's Bar and Grill originally because we know that's where they had gotten the phone from that had the WhatsApp messages, but we didn't know why they got that phone. They got that phone because there was a break-in at the bar, and Bethel worked at Grabber's, and so they assumed because of the unique nature of the break-in that it was an inside job, so they took all of the employees' phones and went through them, and that's when they discovered the plot to kill Robert. So Lindsay is now said to have been hooking up for several months with Bethel, who she met while she was vacationing there in Robert's family's property. We wondered where the money came from in this family and how much there really was in assets, and come to find out that Robert is the son of Alan Shiver, who served for more than 4 decades as the CEO of Flowers Foods before stepping down in 2019. The company's got a market cap of over $5 billion. This is a very wealthy family and makes sense of some of the things that have happened here. Lindsay Shiver's barman Bo Bethel has now broken his silence. He's come out and posted some things declaring his love for the former cheerleader and Georgia housewife, and he's trashed claims that they hired a Bahamas hitman to eliminate her former football player husband. Bethel, 28, told the Daily Mail that flippant messages shared between himself, Shiver, and Newbold, the alleged assassin, have been blown way out of proportion by police and the media. So he is claiming that they are getting this all wrong. Here's you
finally found a picture. I was waiting.
Well, somebody sent me, one of our listeners was able to find one later last week, and now this is the one that was in that post that that Bethel put out. So prosecutors still have to prove that the three were engaged in this plot, and not just sounding off if they're to convict them of conspiracy to commit murder, which carries a sentence of 30 to 60 years. So I am sure we will see some more new angles on this thing as things go forward. You didn't like the Murdaugh story in the beginning.
I know. I didn't like it in the end either.
Nobody liked it in the end, but oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Mother of 5.
Yeah.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
It's Thursday, and it's Mile High Crime time. And we're back at Louis Armstrong International Airport where me and Woody have flown out many times. Yep. That's right. A New Orleans man is accused of battery and is in custody after an encounter with a flight attendant at Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans.
Be acting a fool.
Louis
Armstrong.
And you don't get crazy with the flight attendant. Unless you want the smoke.
What? Get the smoke down.
That's it. According to the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, the plane was on the ground around 4 p.m. on Wednesday, August 2nd, and deputies said Nielsen Montgomery injured himself with a sharp object. After hurting himself, Montgomery grabbed a flight attendant. The woman was reportedly cut twice, possibly by the same sharp object. She was treated on the scene. Officials reported Montgomery was overpowered by several passengers and held down until police arrived. He was treated at a local hospital for non-life-threatening injuries, charged with aggravated battery, disturbing the peace, and simple battery. So this guy was actually cutting himself.
That's crazy.
And this flight attendant must have, hey, man, what are you doing? Yeah. He starts cutting on her.
Ag battery is the same thing as attempted murder.
Yeah.
We don't have attempted murder. It's ag battery, which means it's an unwanted touching with a weapon or some type of weapon. And
serious consequences to that. I don't know what the charges
are. Away for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to fuck around in an airport, you want to listen to the one you want to do it in.
Let me tell you, and no, it's not.
But people like us in there, and Ago might be driving by and get out his Hong Kong Phooey outfit and running in there and save the day, huh, Ago?
Can I tell you who got away with that at that airport?
Not Hong Kong Phooey. No, who?
That niece of Chris Christie.
Oh, yeah,
because I've looked a bunch of times, and that story has disappeared.
We're not talking about how Louisiana people with the stroke can fix shit. We're talking about the average Joe. If you're cutting somebody, you're doing something in New Orleans airport, you might get your ass whipped because a whole bunch of Louisiana folks.
If that girl did some naughty stuff on that plane that day, and she didn't get in any trouble.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
That's your maha.
My.
I know what that music means.
It's time
Woody.
for Kinky Crimes on Thursday. All right, y'all. Listen to this beauty. A 19-year-old is facing theft charges after she was caught stealing. Any guesses?
What?
You'd never guess, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you. A restraint system from a Spencer store in South Carolina Mall.
Perfect.
And,
Spencer gifts.
Right?
A what
mirrors
system?
on the ceiling.
A restraint
system. Stand by. An employee told cops that she spotted Taylor Altman, 19, approached the bondage section and put something in her purse. After Altman left the store, she was confronted by workers who recovered an under-the-bed stretcher that was valued at $39.99. Mike's about to look it up now. The Spencer website reports the restraint kit includes 4 cuffs, 4 60-inch restraint straps, and a 60-inch connector strap.
Spencer sells that shit?
Yes, Spencer sells everything. I don't even think they were still open. I used to love to go to Spencer's.
Yeah.
Hey, you like T-shirts? They got the best T-shirts in the world. Or they did 30 years ago. The items can turn your bed or the one in the hotel you like to visit into a bondage playground with you as the center of attention. Additionally, the store notes restraint straps fit quickly beneath the mattress or bed frame for an instant bondage bedroom. Now, if somebody's going to restrain me down, they better restrain the whole motherfucking bed because I can get up with the mattress on my back. Additionally, when a sheriff's deputy asked Altman if she had anything in her purse that was illegal, the teen copped to stashing 8 pairs of panties that she had taken from a Victoria's Secret shop in the mall. The undergarments, valued at $84, were returned to the store where a manager said that the business wanted Altman prosecuted for shoplifting.
You can get 8 pairs of panties for only $80.
Must be on sale. Must have been a 2 for a 3 for.
I thought that Victoria's Secret was, I thought that was
I think you missed
expensive
the point
stuff.
on it. Panties aren't the
Miss
focal
Jerry,
point.
you're safe from Spencer's. I don't know about. Here for lookism.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go, Mike.
There she is. There you go.
Hey,
What do you think her
right.
process was still a bondage?
cuff up, chick.
Cuff up.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Yeah.
Mr. Overton is here. You're under arrest.
Totally got me when you said Spencer's because I didn't think they did
They got a whole
like,
adult
like those
adult
kind
gags.
of items.
Or they had it 30 years ago. A whole adult gag system.
Oh man, I remember going in
I
there.
bought a Spuds McKenzie T-shirt from there in high school.
I remember those.
Wasn't that Bud Light?
Yeah, I didn't say I was.
Are you wearing that these days?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that shit. I'm not touching with 10-foot pole.
My God.
All right, now, MJ. Criminal.
That's a bit more upbeat.
Right,
I mean, you
right.
gotta have good
I
banjo
should've shot
dancing.
a video
for the new
Aggo for
one.
TikTok. He's in there bebopping.
You guys remember a few weeks ago when we had that the guy try to rob the Korean nail salon and
Yeah. That was funny.
Nobody paid any
That was
attention
actually
to him?
funny as shit.
Yeah, this
Most of your stories suck, but that one was
Okay,
funny.
thank you, thank you for that. Woody. Appreciate that.
I'm fucking with you.
This one's going to suck too. So
I'm fucking with you.
this one is a bit like that one. In San Diego, a guy tried to rob a 7-Eleven dressed in a Gumby costume.
Oh my God! Hey, I bought my first Gumby at what's that?
Spencer's?
Yeah. But Gumby T-shirt.
Is
Did
it
you get the
really?
restraints with it? Because Gumby could just stretch
I did
right
drink
through
pink
there.
champagne on ice underneath the mirror ceilings. Hotel California.
He did kind of have the right idea in terms of making himself unrecognizable in his disguise. Unfortunately, though, the clerk thought he must be joking, and after a couple of minutes, told Gumby to stop wasting his time and laughed at him and told him to leave the store. The clerk thought it was so fake he didn't say anything about it to anybody until a conversation a few days later where it came up and he told his boss. His boss then notified the authorities because his boss
Mall security.
his boss believed it was real. They came to find out that Gumby had been on a robbery spree in the area and had hit several places. But in this particular case,
that's actually funny.
Gumby did not get a dime, and so sometimes a disguise can be so good that it's ridiculous and you're not taken seriously.
Who in the hell? It's not like you could run in a Gumby costume. I'm assuming it's a full body one. Definitely a dumb ass criminal.
You couldn't run. You couldn't drive.
Right.
I mean, you have to take the thing. I saw the picture of the guy, and because they got him on the surveillance cam. I don't know how the heck he could move, but he didn't have to move fast there because he just walked out of the store in shame.
That's funny.
And he gets some bandages.
That was a good dumb.
And Woody's pretending he liked the story because he hurt my feelings by saying my story sucked.
I wanted to make Jim laugh.
It's all for Jim's benefit.
I'm like the referee.
Because Jim likes when my stories suck.
Let's get ready to rumble.
They stole what?
It's back.
What they steal?
2 in a row.
Still this time. No idea.
How about an ATM?
ATM? Yeah, that's kind of a deal.
ATM. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office on Saturday released surveillance footage that showed how thieves recently used a forklift to steal an ATM machine at the what's known as Safe Credit Union. It's not too safe now.
I imagine it was outside.
But the thieves didn't get very far. The operation was bungled after the thieves tried to load the ATM onto a pickup truck. It fell off into the roadway a short time later. The video actually shows one of the suspects ramming the machine off the platform, and we're going to post this video, y'all won't believe it, with the forklift while a second suspect waits in a getaway truck. The theft happened at that safe.
With a forklift?
Yeah, they actually stole a forklift.
Brought a forklift to this.
No, they stole the forklift to intentionally do that.
Right.
So people are getting creative, according to the police. We've seen them try to put chains around it and drive off with a truck and sometimes leave their bumper behind. At some point during the getaway.
I saw that,
yeah. At some point during the getaway, the machine fell off the second suspect's truck and into the roadway, and it caused a crash.
Nice.
I came around the turn. It was dark. I couldn't see it in the street, and my truck hit it. This by the driver that hit the actual ATM machine. It was just something you don't expect every day.
Oh, they totaled his car.
The damage to the driver's truck was minor, and he was able to drive away in it. Authorities still have not arrested the thieves who left the ATM in the middle of the freaking road.
It's crazy.
Wouldn't it have been great if when he hit it, money just went flying everywhere
and people come running out of the woodwork. Hey, real quick before you hit it, there's a video. I'm gonna find it for y'all. Years ago, I think I was still a cop. They backed into the storefront, busted the glass with a truck, and they put a strap around the ATM, and this one fucking moron is standing in between the truck and the ATM. He's like, go, go, go.
Oh,
and they hit it and ripped into the fucking ATM and ran him over.
Come on.
He's standing in between the truck and the ATM, and it came off and ran him over, and he ended up having to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, that's
gotta
a
be
good
pretty
one. The ATM's got a lot of fucking money in them. I'm not tell you how much. It's like $50,000 at a time.
Well, you just told us that. They stole what? Well, there you go. Don't let that serve as a lesson not to steal ATMs.
Right. And happy birthday, Miss Jerry. And we thank all you lifers for loving us. And we appreciate you, even though Ago's stories don't always suck. Just messing with.
Sorry, honey. It was your birthday and everything, and I came through with shitty stories.
No, you had a good story.
All right.
I had 4 stories, so I think he just gave me 1 out of 4. It's 25% hit rate on stories today. That's good, Woody.
All right. So we do want to recognize ourrescue.org and tell you if you want to become part of the fight. Human trafficking.
I meant to mention that earlier.
Check them out.
Recorded one of the stories they were talking about. The cops in Arkansas, human trafficking. Right, it's a real deal.
Yeah,
I used to be Craigslist, and they got it outlawed from Craigslist, and they went to Backpage. I don't know what it's on now, but a lot of that shit, a lot of these people are trafficked.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's disgusting. We need to We need to do everything we can to end it. So, until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm the guy with shitty stories.
For Real Life, Real Crime Daily, peace.
Haley Balfonts.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.